recently, and I'm saying recently, I'm saying like 2 hours before this is being recorded at this current moment in time, Sean Hannity, Tucker Carlson, Ed Henry are accused of one of many things: rape, sexual harassment, and sexual misconduct in general. Crazy, I know. The Fox News, the place that birthed people like Bill O'Reilly, really is not sending. When Fox News sends their people, they're not sending their best. Okay, and not only were they accused, there is a lawsuit pending at this current moment in time against Fox News, against Fox, because they actually sat on the allegations given to them many years ago. You wouldn't be surprised? I wouldn't. I really wouldn't be surprised at this point. I really wouldn't. Fox News sat on the allegations that were given to them by two women who are the plaintiffs in this lawsuit. I think I'm not sure exactly when the complaints were made, but on June 25th, about Fox News finally took up the allegations against Ed Henry, and that's the first person we're going to talk about right now. So Ed Henry was a very big personality when it came into the Fox sphere. Okay, so Ed Henry started working at Fox around 2016. He, if I remember correctly, he joined in 2011. And he worked on after working at CNN for 7 years, and he worked on covering the Obama administration. Tan suit, he wants mustard on his hot dog. He's so disconnected from the American people. That type of reporting. And he worked on covering Hillary's campaign in 2016. But he was actually sidelined in 2016 because some information came out that he was cheating on his wife. So the family-friendly Fox News network couldn't have that. They sidelined him for a little bit, but actually what got him out of Fox News purgatory was donating part of his liver to his sister who was dying of some like liver cancer or liver failure or something, okay? And this made the rounds. He was hailed as a hero for Fox News. He was promoted to work to fill up a pro-Trump opinion, to fill up a pro-Trump section in Fox and Friends Weekend. He filled in Tucker Carlson Tonight, and the viewers loved him. In 2019, that's when he donated part of his liver to his sister, and then he was actually writing a book about it. He's writing a book, and it was going around town in Fox News. People were like, "Oh my gosh, look at this hero! He's writing a book soon." Every talking head show was talking about it, and he was even promoted to being a co-anchor on the 9 a.m., 10 a.m., and 11 a.m. spot on American News Network in Fox News. And all during this time, Fox News sat on an allegation that he had raped, the big R, literally raped a member of the Fox News force. I don't know exactly what that woman was doing. Wait, 1 second. This is not Fox News' time in the rodeo. This is not Fox News' first rodeo when it comes to sexual assault and harassment. Okay, Bill O'Reilly had to get out. Bill O'Reilly had to leave because of sexual harassment claims. Roger Ailes had to leave because of sexual harassment claims. Lots of people have been out the Fox News rotating door when it comes to sexual harassment claims. And Ed Henry is just the one who actually is accused of doing the. Okay, I want to say one thing. I take sexual assault and harassment claims very seriously, okay? For me, there's a very high burden of proof to prove, for me to say that person 100% has an allegation that is 100% true, okay? I take these things very seriously for both the accuser and the accused. And I feel like we should hold at least some presumption of innocence for people who are accused, at least for in most claims. When it comes to Fox News, though, and I'm not going to say that whatever I hear about Fox News must be right, because that's just not true. Um, when in this environment that's proved to pump out so many harassment and even assault claims now, I don't know what to think. It's just something that has been happening for so long, and has such a Fox News has such a track history with obviously fostering an environment that makes people think that this is okay, or at the very least that they could get away with it. I find it hard to believe that that these allegations don't have at least some credit to them. You know, it's just like there are just some people in some instances where you're just like, there's some credit to this. Now, I'm not saying everything that's in this lawsuit is 100% true, because that's not very fair. That doesn't hold up to my standard. But I am saying that we're leaning on the it's probably true side more than the it's probably false side. That's all I'm saying. Okay. And what's kind of funny is that Ed Henry actually had his book publication revoked. The publisher said that they will not be publishing his book. He was fired on June 25th, and he no longer works for Fox News anymore. And I just don't. I think it's a really interesting time for Sean Hannity to be taking a fishing vacation, huh? You know, I mean, my bad, for Tucker Carlson to be going on fishing. You know, doing bud. Don't want to be rude, just curious, but why would anyone want to do this? Why wouldn't people like just pay for this like a prostitute? I don't know how you can get off by doing something like this. It's because of power, okay? It's because that's why you see a lot of people in high places doing like pedophile stuff. Get Rickroll? Don't Rickroll me, please. Listen, this is why you see a lot of people in high places get freaking pedophile charges. Like this is why they get like arrested for pedophilia and stuff, and how it's like really weird, and they have like really weird relationships with children. Is because money can't buy you everything. Money can't. There's some things that you just want to take because of the power that you have, and you can take it, right? We all remember what Trump says, you know, on the bus. I just grab him by the pussy, and I mean that holds a lot of truth to it when it comes to these very rich people. You can get whatever you want. You don't want what's easy anymore. You just want to take you want to take the things you want a bite of the forbidden fruit. You know, you want a bite of that forbidden fruit, and whether that be, it's power dynamics. And if that's you showing power dynamics over your like a receptionist, and just like, you know, freaking assaulting, you know, just harassing her 24/7, assaulting her. Because, you know, that's something that you shouldn't have, but you want it because you have the power to take it. Or if that's taking a trip on the Lolita Express, one of those, it manifests itself in very different things. That's why you see a bunch of rich people doing like super weird stuff that you would never expect like a normal human being to do, is because they have everything that they want, so they go ahead and try to take the things that money can't buy them, you know. And Hannity in here, he even had a little section in here. On that day, Mr. Hannity sat in front of the entire studio crew, on set in front of the entire studio crew, and completely unsolicited threw $100 on the desk. He then began calling out to the men in the room and demanding that someone take Miss Aru out on a date for drinks at Del Frisco. The suit said Del Frisco is a steakhouse in Midtown Manhattan. Is the watering hole for Fox News staff, whose office is across the street from the eatery. So this to me sounds like, this 100% sounds like a dude bro sort of thing. You know, honestly, that's also offensive. These people, I'd be offended. All right, if I was like a low level sort of like seat warmer, coffee maker, donut bringer, and I was a thick coffee boy. All right. And the multi-millionaire who I work for, while I'm like, I don't know, sweeping or something, throws down $50 and ask one of the the ladies working the cameras to take me out on a date, I'd be offended. Listen, I don't know about you guys, but I'd be offended, okay? That's all I'm worth to you. $50? You make $1 million a year, and I'm only worth $50 to take on a date? What the heck? Crave those crazy squares? That's extremely true. I mean, come on now. Really? I'm only worth $1,000. I'm only worth like $50, $100. Really? That's as much as a date with me costs? Really? You make $1 million. Come on, at least do 1,000. Come on, at least for us plebeians. Come on now. Now that's the most offensive thing I found there. Can't imagine having $1 million and want to do anything other than game and travel. You have $1 million and then you want 1 million more. That's how these people see the world. Miss Eru was completely mortified and made it clear that she was incredibly uncomfortable with Miss Hannity's misogynistic behavior and quietly pleading with one of her friends in the room to accept the money so that the humiliation would end. That is really messed up. Listen, you shouldn't be. I know I play around in the workplace with some of my coworkers, but we're friends. We're like actual friends. They know it's not like offensive and we also don't have like weird power dynamics over each other, okay? Because we're just crew, all right? We're just the dudes. We're just doing things, all right? If I did this as like a meme to one of like my female friends that I work with, I think that I have a good rapport with, I think that we could do something like this. I think that we could probably do something like this and it not be harassment or super duper creepy. Hannity has massive power over Eru and over the other people in the office because he's one of the biggest personalities in the country when it comes to politics, but one of the biggest personalities, period, okay, in the country. You can't do something like this. This is not okay. See, this is why us guys get a bad rap, because we're just like, we just don't understand anything. World's always been about money and power. It is indeed, and now it's about money, power, and acquiring that forbidden pussy, or I don't know, paying someone to acquire the forbidden pussy or something. Yeah, that's I can't even imagine what that would be like. That sounds horrible. Following the show, Mr. Carlson. Now we're gonna talk about Tucker Carlson. Well, let's see what Tuck did. After a December 2018 appearance by Miss Eru on Carlson's show, according to the suit. Allegedly, the host told her she was going to the network's annual Christmas party, and but it would only be for a quick appearance. Following the show, Mr. Carlson, hardly making any effort to hide his intentions, began telling Miss Eru that he would be alone in New York City that night, and specifically said that he would want to be staying alone. That he would be staying alone in his hotel room without any wife or kids. This man, for one, all right, all of these guys are married. These are married men. Yeah, massive yikes. Massive yikes. To go to you can't do this. You're the Tucker, if you didn't know, all right, I talk about this every once in a while. If you didn't know, Tucker Carlson is massive. We just talked about how Sean Hannity is really big. Tucker Carlson is the talking head. Tucker Carlson is the highest rated, gets the highest views, brings in the most revenue, the biggest talking head show in the country, arguably on the planet. Okay? Tucker Carlson is one of the most powerful talking heads when it comes to reach in the in like regular like primetime television shows. He takes up the 9 p.m. slot on Fox News, I think, if I remember correctly. He is massively powerful. You, as like pretty reasonably low level, just a regular contributor to Fox News, you are basically nothing to Tucker Carlson. He has every power over you to end your job and make it so you never appear on TV ever again. And this man with a wife and kids turns to you and goes, "Hey, I'm gonna be alone tonight. I won't be at the party that much. I'm gonna be alone in my hotel room. No wife and kids, just completely alone. Maybe maybe you can come and spend some time. Keep me company. Just the way the missus and the kids are out. Maybe you make sure I'm not alone this Christmas night. What do you say? That is, yikes! That's crazy. That is good. If you don't understand how crazy that is, then you haven't been in that situation. You cannot sympathize with how incredible the power dynamics are. I mean, the kind of like the implication is if you say no, you could get on his bad side, you'll never show up on Tucker Carlson again. Tucker Carlson gets 4 million concurrent views. That could kickstart your that like even being mentioned by his show could like kickstart your career in an instant or end it. That's not this person's like livelihood is on the line, and he's over here propositioning her to like basically engage in an affair and like come into his hotel room and then come. You know what I'm saying? This is not okay. This is the big not okay. Without question, Mr. Carlson was probing to see where Miss Aru was interested in a sexual relationship. Miss Aru awkwardly sidestepped Tucker Carlson's advances and declined to spend the night at his hotel. Tucker Carlson promptly this is what we were fearing. Okay, Carlson promptly retaliated against Mr. Aru, who was featured on his show only 3 times in 2019 and did not make an appearance in 2020. The court filing says. Now, okay, we don't know if those 0 appearances are because of this. I know for a fact if this happens and then she probably says no, whether implicitly or explicitly, usually in these sorts of situations, people are going to retaliate against you in some way, shape, or form. And that's really sad. He has that over her head. Even appearing on his show 2 or 3 times a year is massive. She could have been exposed to 12 million people, just like theoretically. By those couple appearances, and now she was retaliated against, allegedly. The suit also says it was widely documented in the public record that Fox News has not only cultivated and fostered sexual harassment and misconduct, but has consistently accepted and rewarded it. Nevertheless, Fox News would have the public believe that it is a different place from Fox News that is run by the former chairman CEO Roger Ailes. And this is the guy who had to leave. He had to step down because of sexual harassment allegations against him. And this is where basically our story leaves off right now. We all know through Fox's history, their long history, that they have a very, very rocky past when it comes to protecting women in their organization from sexual harassment. This is just another addition to their long list of sexual harassment and now really bad sexual assault allegations against the network and its contributors. Now, once again, these are allegations. We have no clue whether or not these are true, but with everything that's been coming out, and I feel like very soon we may be hearing from other people who work at Fox News corroborate some of these stories. I'm just like, well, I hope I hope Tucker enjoys his fishing trip when he comes back home with a big trout and an empty bag of tackle, that his wife doesn't listen to the news. That's all I'm saying.